My name is Bobby Brooks. Join me as we take a trip into the unknown. We're going to get into the minds of paranormal experts and investigators and find out what possesses them to go into dark rooms with nothing but a voice recorder and a flashlight, with their mission to find what goes bump in the night. Welcome to Voices from Beyond. Hello, thanks for tuning in. We have an exciting show planned for you this evening. We have the founders of Riverbend Paranormal with us, and they have brought a wonderful piece of equipment called the full spectrum video camera that they're going to show us how to use and what it's used for. We met up with Riverbend Paranormal this past weekend. Let's take a look at this clip of what they do. Mineral Springs Mall, one of Alton's most hottest paranormal locations. Riverbend Paranormal is here this evening to host an event where they bring in people from the public to hunt with them. Check it out.
I'm gonna stop in here before we head out.
Yeah, to get your stuff. All right, we're just gonna go tell them about a couple of things that we got on the table, and then we'll get our guys and get their equipment, and we'll start rolling. Okay? So you and Kyle just come on over, and we'll just talk about the things real quick, and we'll get started. Everybody in here has probably either heard of a haunted location or had an experience of some sort. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, me too.
Part of the signature of everybody's voice. We'll do our best. It's kind of a tight area, but this is Matt. And whoever else.
Ashley.
Lynn.
All right, now I am pleased to welcome to our show Brian and Matt, the founders of Riverbend Paranormal.
How's it going?
How are you guys doing tonight?
Good, good. Thanks for having us.
Now, that was a great, thank you again for inviting Missy and I to that meet and greet. We had a blast. I wish we could have stayed a little bit longer to get down and hunt with you guys, but how did it turn out? Did you find anything good that night?
Well, we had some experiences throughout everybody that was there. Some audible voices, some nice sounds, but concrete evidence we're still going over. It takes a little bit to go through all that, so for right now, we'll leave it at the personal experiences.
A lot of the guests had some personal experiences too, as far as feeling like they got touched and things like that. So it was
I had a
interesting.
personal experience while we were filming. I had my ponytail in and I had my pin in, and we were just filming, me and Missy, and then I felt something like tap my pin, and I think I had told you as we were coming back upstairs, oh, you got to check this out. I did have an experience. So that's
cool.
that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your group? We got to see some of your group members in action, so tell us about Riverbend Paranormal.
Well, I guess when me and Matt were around 16 or so, we went over to this young girl's house just for a night of hanging out or whatever. And her mom was coming down the stairs, and she was bringing us some drinks. And as she's coming down the stairs, she gives us her drinks, and behind her, it looked like a figure of a man. And he turned and went into an actual room or a closet of some sort. It's fuzzy, but he walks in there, and me and Matt both saw it. We were like, what the world is that? And we left shortly after that. It spooked us a little bit. We didn't talk at all on the ride home.
It was very quiet. Yes.
Very quiet, and that got us started.
Well, did you know that he saw it?
We both looked at each other.
Well, there's
So-
actually
okay, so there was
about 10 of us in the room, and we were closest to it, and whatever it was came out of this back room. I think it was like a laundry room or something. And when it got about 10 feet from us, it kind of turned into a cloudy mist type of thing,
Right.
and it just shot through the shelving or whatever that was in there. And we were both like, did you see that? It was awesome.
right. And now,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
From there, we basically started researching as much as we could, videos, reading books, and doing what we could. And then in 2006, we decided to, come up with the idea of let's put our own paranormal research group together and let's go find this stuff.
Now, how many is in your group?
We've got 12 total right now.
You got 12? That's a big size group. So whenever you do, now obviously when you do your meet and greets, all 12 are there to help out.
Yep.
But do you break it down like if you go to a smaller location to where you don't take everybody or everybody can't go every time? Because you guys are all volunteers too.
Yes,
This is
are.
a hobby.
Yes.
A lot of people don't understand that paranormal investigators aren't getting paid. They're doing this for the passion of it. So, there's sometimes not everybody can make it and
It just
whatnot.
depends on the location. If it's a client's house and it's small, we might bring 3 or 4 people. You don't want to overcrowd it because then you're running into interference and
Yeah, you don't want to contaminate any possible evidence that you can get out of these places. So we can, try to keep it small groups, split people into twos, that type of thing.
or
That's
come
the best
in
bet.
and if some of the teams go into a smaller location, we usually set something up for the rest of the team to be active or busy. So that's how we do that.
So I've looked at your website as well. You guys been to some really impressive locations. Can you tell our viewers a couple of the places that you've been?
The favorite place for me would probably be Waverly Hills Sanitarium.
By far.
Mineral Springs here in Alton's fantastic.
Yes, very good.
Ashmore Estates. Name it. If any place has got activity, it's good enough for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those
I
are probably the top 3 for me.
Yeah,
And you have a Waverly trip coming up too.
we do. April 18th.
That should be really exciting.
Oh, it will.
I'm looking forward to. I'm actually joining them for that trip, which I'm really, really excited.
It's going to be fun.
So out of all those places, do you get the same rush? Now, it's a rush. Obviously, going into Waverly Sanitarium is a huge rush. And being paranormal investigators, we're kind of out there looking for that rush.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get the same rush going into Waverly as you would going into a home investigation?
I think helping the client, for me, is first and foremost. So Waverly Hills is so well known. I mean, it's exciting and everything, but if I can help somebody out, if they're terrified of their basement or something like that, that's more thrilling to me.
But it also depends on the claims. If it's somewhat of a stronger claim, something heavier, and sometimes you can even, feel it in a place that has some history. That also kind of gets you going, kind of like Waverly would.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to look at some of Riverbend Paranormal's EVPs. Stay tuned.
Low-hanging branches? Loose limbs? Storm damage? Don't risk climbing up that shaky ladder. Let Alton Tree Service do it for you. Fully insured with over 11 years of experience, protecting your home and family is what we do best. From trimming to complete removal, there is no tree we can't handle. Contact Alton Tree Service today for a free, no-obligation estimate at 618-977-1413. From its birth in 1931 on Broadway in Alton to its new home on Homer Adams Parkway, welcome to Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings. Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings earned its outstanding customer service reputation in servicing major appliance brands such as Maytag, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, Samsung, and more. When you think about it, Alton Refrigeration is about providing you with years of comfortable living with worry-free brand name products.
Red or black, silver or gold, new or used. At First Mid-America Credit Union, they know options are important to you. That's why they've made relationships with local dealerships where you'll receive all the extras with First Mid-America Credit Union's low rates and financing done on the spot. All you have to do is decide what you want. Your car, our loans, they're made for each other. www.1stmidamerica.org or call 618-258-3168 to speak to a representative.
Welcome back. Now, we're going to go through some of their EVP clips, so turn up your headphones and listen really good. This first one takes place at Mineral Springs. Go ahead and play it. All right, so I heard "Thank You, Mom." Now, there is supposedly a ghost of a girl named Cassandra, I believe is the name of her. Where were you guys in the mall when you heard that?
That was actually just outside the sub-basement downstairs.
Okay, and when was that done? Was that this past weekend?
Actually, this was 2008. I
Oh,
believe.
really?
Yeah, it was one of the first times we've been in Mineral Springs, actually. And we were actually packing up, getting ready to leave the area, but I left my recorder on. We always do when we're heading out, just to kind of see what happens. And we caught that at the end on our way out.
Now, do you know the backstory of Cassandra at all? I mean, I know I've heard bits and pieces of it. And
There's so many different claims
Right.
that it's hard to come up with anything concrete.
right.
I basically have heard that she passed away by falling into the pool, but I don't know if the claims are actually...
Men's pool.
the
big
men's
one.
pool. I don't know if it's actually concrete.
Yeah.
I do believe she's there, though.
right.
There's
right.
somebody there.
And she does other stuff too. Have you had any other encounters with investigating Mineral Springs of Cassandra or anything else there?
We did have one. One of the stories is she likes to play with marbles, and we did have. We'd roll them up the pool, and ask to have them thrown back or whatever, or rolled back or whatever. We had one. We heard it come back, but we couldn't find it. So we're like, okay, what's going on with that? And then a little bit later, we saw it run across the floor up top.
Oh wow.
And
So that was a little weird.
At one point, one time when I was there, I was doing an EVP session, and when I played back the footage, or the actual audio, she was saying everything that I was saying. I said, Matt, turn your flashlight on, and
Yeah.
she said, turn your
She's
flashlight
pretty
on.
mimicking
Well, I
you
remember
like a
that.
little kid would.
That was also in the basement too. so
It was
weird.
sub-basement.
That's really, really neat. So let's take a look at this next clip. Now, this is from Ashmore Estates, and this is a town, Ashmore, Illinois, I believe is where it is. It's just a little bit outside of Effingham. This place was featured on Ghost Adventures, as well as some other movies and stuff like that. We'll talk more about that when we get back. So go ahead and take a listen at this EVP.
What's that say? Wait, don't crease.
All right, I heard no, not here.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yes, you
pretty
did.
easy to hear.
Who is not there?
Somebody's there.
Yeah,
What are your feelings of walking into Ashmore?
you get a heaviness out of that place for sure. It's thick air.
I mean, it's everything that you want to see on a scary movie. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's
Exactly.
dark. It's run down. I mean,
bats
it's a great place.
like crazy everywhere.
Bats?
There's bats
that makes
everywhere
it-
inside.
that
And you
definitely
had
adds
you
to
had
it.
an incident with one of the bats,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
you?
It came around the corner. It was so close that I saw its teeth. And I didn't hit it. It didn't run into me, but it scared the crap
Yeah,
out of
they're
me.
all
I
over
don't-
there. It's a good place.
Yeah.
And that's a great EVP. Have you caught anything else in Ashmore?
There was some other smaller EVPs. They didn't come out as clear as that. But, we don't just throw out anything. It's got to be clear cut for us, as, every little bump and noise isn't always paranormal.
Right.
So,
And there's a lot of critics out there, and they will eat you alive with
Oh, yeah.
anything that you put out
yeah.
there.
oh yeah.
But can you blame so many people put so much fake stuff out?
do.
And
Oh, yeah.
it's just horrible. I don't
Exactly.
like it. So anything more about Ashmore?
If you ever get the chance, you must go.
Yeah, very good place.
It's a very good place.
Great, great. And you could look into that. All right, and our third EVP of the night is at Hamilton Primary. Listen for a growl. All right, I heard it. That's creepy. What do you think was growling at you?
I don't know. I'll tell you this much. It's one of the only places so far that I've gotten actually spooked at. I'm walking down a hall. I hear footsteps shuffling in the background.
Yeah,
Matt's
this
with me.
was pretty good.
I get
experience,
about
too.
3 or 4 foot from it, and something hisses at me. Caught me off guard. I said a lot of choice words that they've actually recorded me saying, but it spooked me a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a neat place too. I mean, anytime you get something like that, it's worth the trip.
Now, where is that located at?
Otterville, Illinois.
Otterville. Otterville.
Small town.
Sounds like something out of Green Acres.
Yep.
We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. And when we come back, Riverbend Paranormal is going to go over a full spectrum video camera for us.
When you own a business, your loss could be your employees' loss too. That's why you should put American Family Insurance and me to work right away. I'm Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance. I can help you design property and liability coverages that fit the needs of your specific business. Interested? Call me, Gerard Fisher, at 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
We have spots open for your business. This spot can be yours. Contact Missy at 465-9850 extension 236.
Whether you're planning for home improvement projects, family vacations, college tuition, or consolidating credit card debt, use your home for what you need. At First Mid-America Credit Union, they offer home equity loans and lines of credit that can lower your costs. For more information, visit www.1stmidamerica.org or call 618-258-3168 to speak to a First Mid-America Credit Union representative.
All right, and now for our gadget of the week. We're going to be talking about the full spectrum video camera. I'm personally really, I use a full spectrum still camera. Mm-hmm. I shot my whole calendar on it, and that's what I use during my investigations. Can you tell us a little bit about the video?
Mm-hmm. Well, basically, the whole thing behind the full spectrum is, I'm just going to turn it on, makes a little noise, but the naked eye can only see a certain field of the spectrum. So this can get into the full spectrum of stuff we can't see.
We'll let Brian be Vanna over here.
Very good. So it can get into the ultraviolet range, infrared, things that, the eye can't see. And what that's supposed to do is essentially pick up anomalies. That's where, in theory, ghosts and things are said to be seen, is in this spectrum.
Okay.
So I don't know, whether or not that's 100% true, but we're experimenting with it. We've got some strange things.
Is this a newer thing that you guys have been working with? So you're learning with it as you go along.
About the last year or so, we've been experimenting with it, and we have the different lighting too.
Now, this is the full spectrum light, and then this is just the UV light.
Yeah,
this
that
one
one's-
right here is for night vision.
Yep.
And then this is the full spectrum light, so you don't get the flash
Exactly.
created with it. Now, when's the best time? I mean, do you walk around the whole time? Because I know there's a lot of matrixing with full spectrum pictures and video, and you can only really watch or go through so many pictures before your eyes are crossing, and it's just a complete mess. But what do you think is the best situation to use the full spectrum video?
Any area that you might have a claim of maybe a misty form showing up, anything like that, that's got the best shot of catching it because of it can, see, so well into that spectrum that, it could be in. So I would use it for that. I would also mount it on a tripod because it's not real steady.
Yeah, you also want to try to use it in a smaller room.
Yeah. Well, and I wanted to get into that too because it is, full spectrum is supposed to be low light. So it's not designed to, film things like we're doing, that type of thing. It's supposed to be low light because it can pick up, refractions of light that, in this darker, lux or whatever as you call
For
it.
example, like the orbs that emit their own light, it's going to be able to pick that up better than a regular video camera.
In a lower
would.
lighting setting, and this has got, this light here, the top row of lights is infrared. That's basically just going to give you a little bit of distance. The colored lights in the middle, those are just to give you a little bit of light without being obtrusive. Like you don't want to put a lot of white light in, people's faces, or you could scare the ghosts away too. You never know.
Scare the ghosts away.
But it's also to kind of add a little bit of light without too much white light on a full spectrum camera can cut actually out of the full spectrum itself. So you don't want that. And then you got the ultraviolet row at the bottom, which is the purple row. That's the right there. Yep.
Okay.
And that's your UV. And then
Now mixing them all three together gives the absolute best light for the full spectrum.
it's supposed to be the perfect lighting for
And you
that.
don't need a flash, or you don't need. Well, you said it's bad for highlights.
I personally, you don't want white light, but
Right.
I personally would like to, sometimes I like to run which side's the infrared? That's not it. The IR with it too, or an IR floodlight, because that's going to give you even more distance, but it's not going to disturb anything.
Now the IR light, that's the night vision. Wonderful.
That's gonna get you a little bit more distance, a little bit brighter, but it's not gonna cut into the full spectrum's capability.
Well, great. Well, I would really like to thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. It has been a pleasure, and I really look forward to Waverly.
Thank you,
That
yeah.
should be a blast.
Will be.
I would love for you to go check out Riverbend Paranormal's website. It's www.RiverbendParanormal.com. They have some great evidence of past investigations and all sorts of that fun stuff on there. It's a great site to check out. But now I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce a new segment that I would like to start doing. This is where I need your help as the viewers. I want you to email me, bbrooks@RiverBender.com, and in the subject field put movies. And then you send me some great movies to watch, because I want to have a movie of the week every week, and I've just been watching a lot of movies lately. So the one that I wanted to start with was a great one for paranormal investigators. It's called Grave Encounters. It's directed by the Vicious Brothers, and it's a paranormal thriller that takes place in an old hospital or some kind of insane asylum. But it's a paranormal TV show, so they're filming the show in between. It's just a really neat show. There's twists and turns, and you can only sit and watch and wonder who's do the hunting in that show. It's a great show. So go ahead and check that out. Email me, let me know what you think about it, and then email me any of your ideas. Also, I'd like to ask, are you ready for the zombie invasion? Next week, tune in as we introduce Alton Undead as the zombies take over our studio. And they're going to show us some great makeup tips. And until then, happy hunting.